Welcome to our weekly Forex market analysis call. And today we are looking at our charts for preparing for trading for the week of August 26th to 31st, 2018. Before we dive in, just a quick disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be very careful with your money. So this is our last week of we're kind of coming out of the summer trading here, so people will still be on holidays. So just be mindful of that. So as usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here, Forex Factory calendar. So for this week, first of all, we'll start off. First of all, there is a holiday here. We have a bank holiday in UK here, so it will be a little slow on Monday. London trading there. Tuesday, not a lot of important data here. We do have consumer confidence number that's coming out for the US. On Wednesday here, we have the preliminary GDP numbers for US. This will be important. Current account numbers, which is the trade balance numbers here for Canada, those will be important as well. And we have some business confidence numbers for New Zealand. The business confidence numbers or consumer confidence numbers are usually important. So keep that in mind. We also have private capital expenditure. So not a ton this week as we are in the summer here. Thursday, we have GDP month over month numbers for Canada. And those will be important as well. But other than that, not a ton of critical data. We do have Chicago PMI, even though it's not marked as yellow. We could see some impact from that. So keep that in mind. And then we are going into the Labor Day weekend for US and Canada. So going into next week as well. So basically what I'm saying is this is the last week of one, this is last week of holidays. Secondly, we are going into the long weekend scenarios. A lot of people will be taking some time off. So just be mindful of that. And what happens during these scenarios is that market can show some illiquid behavior. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so let's go into our charts here. We'll start off by taking a look at our euro-dollar chart. And as you know, during these meetings, we take a look at our weekly chart. So let's see where we stand currently with our weekly. So with the euro here, we have seen 2 weeks of positive numbers. So we have a bullish candle close. As you can see, price was dropping, did our flat formation, dropped some more, came into the support level here, right into the previous pins here, and we got a bullish signal, and we have another bullish candle close for last week now. So there is room to the upside here for euro. Next target level I would look at would be 1.1720 level. Now there is room right here all the way to the top, 1.1850 level. So do be careful with that. But the next target level that I would look at would be 1.1720 for euro here. So bias for euro dollar will be to the upside. 1.1720 will be the target, and it does have potential of going all the way to 1.1850. So be careful with that one. Overall biases to the upside for euro dollar. Pound dollar here. Pound, we have seen a bullish candle close. Now, it's not looking completely bullish here, but there is definitely bullishness. So we could see a follow through in this. So with this one, what I would say is right now we are into resistance. So if the price is able to break through this resistance, we could see price go into the next level of support and resistance. This one right here looks quite good. So 1.3080, we could see price do that and then potentially come back down. Overall, the move is still to the downside, but there is bullishness here. So last week here or the previous week, we had an indecision candle. Now we have seen a pullback. So this pullback could continue further. So this one is also bullish, but euro looks stronger than pound at this point. So my bias will be to the upside, and I'm looking at 1.3080 as the next target. Again, just like euro, this one does have potential of extending all the way to 1.3290, so 1.3300. So do keep that in mind. Overall, right now, looking at bullish pound dollar for the coming week. Aussie dollar here. This one, we have seen price just go. So this one has been messy for a little bit here. So for the last few weeks, price has been holding below 0.7480 level here, and it's just given us pins all over the place. So the candle close for this week is actually an indecision candle. And as we can see, we have pins on both sides, small candle bodies. So this is an indecision candle, which means it can go either way at this point. We are into resistance here. So there's definitely resistance along this level all the way from 2015. So this is an important support and resistance level. So what I would look for here will be a retest of the resistance here. So retest of this high. If the price stays below 0.7380 level, then we could see this come back. But overall, if the US dollar gets weaker, again, this one here as well has that potential of going all the way to test this previous support and resistance level. As we can see, this is choppy. So bias for Aussie dollar is neutral for this week. And I would focus on 0.7380 level and then further into 74.80. So once price comes into this 0.7480, this would be a level that I would be paying attention to, because we could see a bounce from this level to the downside. So that's Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, let's take a peek. New Zealand dollar is looking bullish here, a little bit more bullish than the Aussie dollar was looking. So in this case, we had a bullish candle close. So US dollar a couple of weeks ago has turned around after a big drop here. So now we are seeing the pullback from that drop. Now we are into resistance with New Zealand dollar as well, but the candle is stronger than what we saw with the Aussie. So this one could continue all the way to the top here. 0.6850 level will be the one to pay attention to. So now if it does turn around, because we are into resistance, so be careful with that one, because it could get, if it doesn't break or hold above 0.6720, we could see a move like that. But overall, my bias is to the upside, and I think price could go all the way into the high here, 0.6850 level, and this is where I would be interested in looking at New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD. Okay, dollar CAD is, let me just get rid of some lines here. So dollar CAD, we are seeing it go sideways at the moment. And so this is where we are. We are into support and hasn't really done much for the last few weeks. And this is normal for summer. Price tends to just kind of bounce around here. So we are in this range, bit of a range here. And as we can see, this type of a scenario here, price is hanging around. The weekly candle close for this week is bearish, but we are right into support. So that will be something to keep in mind. Overall, right now, we do have a bit of a downwards trending line right here, as we can see. So we do have a bit of a downtrend going on here within this range. So my first look will be to look for price to come down into 1.2950 level. So that will be the first look. So now if it breaks down, then I'm looking for this type of a move. So overall bias is to the downside. It's not completely a strong bias, but overall bias is to the downside. And I'm looking for price to come and test 1.2950. If it breaks through that, we can see it drop to 1.2720 level to the downside, which will be our next strong support and resistance level. So bias for dollar CAD is to the downside. Euro pound here, I mentioned that price was, euro was looking stronger than our, stronger than the pound, and this can be seen in the euro pound. Excuse me as I remove my marked up chart here. I like to mark up my charts. Okay, we have seen a bullish candle close. We are looking bullish here. Price is looking strong. So bias will be to the upside. And next level that we are looking at would be 0.9144 level. Now, do keep in mind right where the price is right now, there is resistance all the way from this previous time here. Overall, the bias for this is to the upside, strong weekly candle close into resistance. So we have to wait for price to clear the resistance at 0.9050 level. And then we are looking at 0.9150 level above that, and potentially into 0.9220. So bias for euro pound is bullish. Euro Swiss franc here, this one is looking bullish. There is room to upside here. So this one as well came into the previous support resistance level, and we have seen the price move higher. Now, next level to watch out here would be 1.1480 level. So bias is bullish, and I'm looking for price to go into 1.1480. And once it clears that, it has potential of going all the way into 1.1560 level. So bias for Euro Swiss franc is bullish as well, looking for price to move up. Pound Swiss franc here. So this one is looking bearish. Like I mentioned before, pound was not as strong, or is not as strong as our euro is. Now, overall bias for this one is to the downside. Price is still holding below here. Do keep in mind, so bias is to the downside. Now, do keep in mind, though, if the price is not able to break the support at 1.2600 and hold below that, this one could turn around. But it looks like it could drop further. 1.2480 will be the next target, and then looking for price to drop further into 1.2350. So my bias for this is to the downside, and looking for price to come drop into these levels here. So bias is bearish for pound Swiss franc. Dollar Swiss franc here, big drop. Looking for, okay, so we are into support here. Now, price has done a double top here. It's been staying in this range here for quite some time now, several weeks. And as a result of that, we have to be careful with this one, even though we have seen a big bearish candle close here. If the price is not able to break the support, which is right here at 0.9780, this one could bounce back into the range like it did this previous time. So that's something to be careful about. But overall, this one is looking weaker. So my bias would be to the downside. First target is 0.9780. And if it does cross that, then I think we could see this type of a drop here. So this one could give us a potential to the downside if it breaks this support and then is able to continue to the downside. But right now, this is looking range bound, and I'm looking for price to drop into 0.9780. If it clears, then 0.9070. So that's dollar Swiss franc. Pound yen looking bullish here. So we saw an indecision candle, and usually indecision candles are followed by a change in direction here, which we saw. Now looking for price to go up further. So bias for pound yen is to the upside. First target would be 1.4450 level, and second will be the top of the pin here. So first we are looking for our this red candle to get filled. And if price goes above 144.50, then we are looking at 147.20 level to the upside. So bias is bullish for pound yen. Euro yen here, this one is looking quite bullish here as well. Next target 131 here, 131, let's say 20, and then 132.00. So bias is bullish for euro yen as well. Dollar yen, let's have a quick peek. Dollar yen is looking bullish as well, not quite as strong though. So the next target here is to the upside. 112 will be the target, which is not too far. And above that, we're looking at 113 right at the top here. So right now looking bullish, but as we can see, it has been sitting in this range for quite some time. So be mindful of that, not as strong as euro yen or pound yen there. Aussie dollar is looking bullish as well. Next target is 81.90, and then let's take a peek. So this one has been range bound for some time now. If you take a look since February of 2018, hasn't really done much. It's been trading in this range. So basically, I'm just looking for price to move up higher. First target, which is very close. So let's move up here, top of this candle here, 82.80, and then it could go all the way into 84.60. But that would be a good place to look for a reversal at the top, because it is range bound at the moment. New Zealand yen, let's do a quick one here as well. So this is looking bullish here and looking for price to move up higher. The target here is 75.20 level, and then okay, so the first target is 75.20, and it could go higher to the top here into the next level support resistance at 76.30 level here. So bias is to the upside for New Zealand yen as well. Okay, so let's move into gold here. Okay, gold, big drop and a pullback. So it dropped, well, quite a bit, 1160. So I mentioned how one of the pairs we were looking at, how price had gone up and that it was sitting right there and it had just started trading down. So this is an example of that as well. Back many weeks ago, a few months ago here, we were looking at price, how gold had gone up, it had come into resistance, and then it had given us that type of formation, and we had talked about price dropping. So this is the other chart that we just looked at. It was the similar scenario here as well. So here now we have seen this big drop. There is more room, but that looks bullish right now. I would look for a price to pull higher into 1220 and then into potentially all the way into 1235 here. And bias is bullish for this one for now, and looking for price to move up higher. So those will be the two targets, level 1220 and 1235 will be the two target levels to the upside. So bullish for gold right now. Oil is sort of trading in this big range here. So we have a bullish candle close at this point, looking for it to move higher. 70.66 level will be the next target for oil. And then if it goes further, it could go all the way into 73.50. But the immediate target would be 70.66. Okay, so we'll do pound yen quickly one more time here. Actually, let me just go back to an unmarked chart. Pound yen. Pound yen looking bullish. 144.60 will be the first target. 147.20 is the second target. So last one here that we'll take a look at is Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin looks range bound at the moment, bullish weekly close. So I would look for price to go higher into 68.83 level. So as we can see, it's been sort of in this range here. It looks like it's just holding above this previous support level here, kind of range bound like it was here. And that's what we are seeing. So I'm looking for price to go into the top of this pin, which is the top of this little range before it broke out. 88.83 will be my target for Bitcoin. So bullish there. Any other questions? Okay, if not, we will wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining me today. You guys have a wonderful trading week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.